So lucky. I got a phone call and then I kind of got sidetracked from there, but I'm back again now, finishing it up. So, where was I last up to? Unless more is done to help and a shortage of lorry drivers, the industry has warned. One leading Welsh hauler had, Slovakia, let me start from the top. One leading Welsh hauler said lorry firms were facing a perfect storm caught between Brexit and COVID. And you see how all these things are actually working, man. You know, you order up KO, they create the problem and then come with a solution. Owen's group in Cameron Camerontonshire Shire, sorry, said, wait, I'm not even sure how to pronounce. I've never heard of that, man. I'll be honest, I never heard of that. Said it has lost 50 drivers who were EU citizens as they did not meet the new criteria for skilled work visas. And they're losing a lot of labour force because the difference between when they had this, the EU, when they were part of the EU, is that they could have workers from abroad working here. But now with this new system, they're not, there's new regulations and things of that nature coming in. So it's a lot stricter. So they're losing a lot of the labour force. So production ain't going to be that much. The UK government said it was working with haulers on the issue. It said its new immigration system meant employers should invest the domestic workforce. But Ian Jarman from, I know this ain't no, yeah, I'm guessing that this is a French name. I'm gonna give it a go. Yanelli based Owens group has called for more action to be taken. In this pandemic, we're seeing as an important industry keeping the deliveries going in the UK, he said. If it doesn't improve in the coming months, there could possibly be delivery shortages. And hey, brothers have been talking about food shortages and not things of that nature because the thing with lorries, they deal with, they deal with, if I'm not mistaken, they have boats as well, but lorries also deal with import and export as well. They carry stuff through the borders, but if they're waiting so long to get to the, if they're waiting so long to get through to another country, I'd say that the food rots by the time they get there because they're lining up. And I remember it was someone that was telling me about this. They're lined up there, and they all need to sign about several different papers. They need to sign several different things each. And when you look at how long that line is, you just, wow, man. Wine importer Daniel Lambert said said that was already happening. He brings in drinks to his warehouse near Bridgend and supplies pubs, restaurants and supermarkets across the UK. It's pretty dire at the moment, he says, highlighting one delivery service from Devon and Cornwall that used to deliver overnight but now takes 3 to 4 days. Hey, here they see this guy here, which the caption: Ian Jarman wants HGV drivers to be classed as skilled and eligible for work visas. You see, what have we seen since Brexit is that transit times have dramatically increased. You're talking about, he's referring to those vans, you know, dealing with stuff, bringing stuff in and bringing stuff out. Well, predominantly bringing stuff in because that's what they more care about, is getting stuff into the country. I'm aware major hauler who has 550 containers of wine waiting in Belgium to come to the UK, and wow, but they can't because the paperwork isn't right. And you just heard me talk about all them lorries are lining up, and each of them, when they get to their turn, they all got signed several different pieces of paperwork. And you just in here is just implied that there's a major hauler waiting with 550 containers of wine in Belgium and they can't even come. They're waiting to come to the UK, but they can't even come because the paperwork isn't right. He said some continental producers at a vineyard level did not realize they have to complete special paperwork to sell to the UK. They haven't left the EU, but they still have to deal with with Brexit, added Mr. Lambert. The construction industry in Wales said that it was also feeling the pinch. Richard Bryan, the managing director of the building merchants Hugh Forrest in Newport, said it felt like driver shortages meant haulage loads were being cherry-picked with fewer deliveries and rising prices. He said timber prices had doubled in the last 18 months. You know what timber is, like wood. Timber is, this wood. If I'm not yeah, timber is just wood, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, let me Google it. Yeah, timber is just wood. Because obviously I used to deal a bit with woodwork. And I know about logging and stuff like that. Although I've never done logging, but still know about it. Because you have to, when you've done woodwork. Where am I up to? Timber prices had doubled in the past 18 months, and they had to start rationing other products such as cement. So imagine they don't have. Imagine they're building a building. I'm just saying. I'm using this as an example. Imagine they building a building, and they might have miscounted. Made just a little miscalculation. Because they're rationing the cement, it sounds like they wouldn't even be able to finish that building. Otherwise, or they maybe have to put it on hold for a longer period of time. You can see the entire kingdom is crumbling on every side. If someone is asking for 60 bucks, I can only give you 40. Like so he can't give you what you want. But how they used to say, you get what you're given, said Mr. Bryan. Since the 1st of January, EU citizens are included in a new immigration system in the UK, which gives priority to high-skilled roles. HGV drivers are not among their list of eligible skilled occupations, which means they are excluded from a skilled work visa. Owens Group has 1,000 vehicles and employs. Hold on. Yeah, I just put my phone on charge. Has 1,000 vehicles and employs 950 drivers. So it is the skill shortage that Mr. Jarman is worried about. Standing by one of his new lorries, he said, "Not everyone can take that out onto the road and maneuver it into places. Customers want you to drive it." His concerns his concerns have been echoed by the industry body, the Road Haulage Association. It said that there were 60,000 driver shortages, and that there used to be about 60,000 drivers from the EU. He added about 30,000 HGV driving tests were last year because of COVID. With them with jobs getting cut, basically. Chief Executive Richard Burnett has warned the UK government its COVID recovery plans will be hit if we don't do something soon. The industry will be unable to maintain the integrated supply chains and cope with the artificial spikes caused by the hot weather and easing of the lockdown, increasing the demand for food and drink into supermarkets. And that's kind of going into what we're going into earlier. The whole shortage when it comes to the food. And really, these people aren't going to be able to cope when it comes to a shortage of food, because I've seen it happen within my family as well. When I see when someone wants food and they don't get it, they're angry. They don't want to talk to anyone until they get the food. You know, they're not civil. They become less civil. I'm more agitated. Into supermarkets, pubs, restaurants, and goods into retail outlets, he says. The Home Office said its points-based immigration status said employers should focus on investing in our domestic workforce, especially those needed to find new employment rather than relying on labor force from abroad. The government is working with the haulage sector to promote jobs, training, and a range of other initiatives to get more people into HGV driving, added a spokesperson. So yeah, I just want to close. I guess I've done so. I just want to close out there and I say, I hope this was edifying. And in closing, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Wahara Kakadash. Until next time, Shalom.